Okay, this is a snail that we got from a local fish friend last year. She gave us some gold mystery snails. We didn't have mystery snails because until recently Texas banned that entire family because of apple snails, afraid that apple snails would get loose in the rice farms along the coast and eat the rice. Apple snails are voracious vegetarians. Mystery snails aren't that interested in plants. So Texas delisted them, and they come in a variety of colors. The wild color is kind of a brown one. There's a cinnamon color, a gold, and a blue, and I think a green. I haven't paid that much attention to them because, for almost 20 years we couldn't have them. Interesting thing, both apple snails, the entire family, lays their eggs out of the water. The snails crawl up 3 or 4 inches out of the water and lay an egg case, and when the eggs hatch, the little snails fall in the water. It's a good strategy to stop some aquatic animals from eating your eggs. Apple snails have bright pink fuchsia egg cases, whereas mystery snails have tan egg cases. In fact, there's some there. They're light pink to a tan color, so you can tell. Here's a new one on the side of the vat there. Come back around, show it laterally. And the snail just crawled out and laid that egg case. Mystery snails and apple snails are not male and female. A lot of snails are hermaphroditic and can be either male or female. Mystery snails actually, and apple snails actually have sexes. At any rate, we got these few snails, and now we have conservatively 1 million mystery snails in the greenhouses, and we can only sell them in Texas because we don't have an interstate permit to ship snails, so we only sell them in Texas. We're having to put them on birth control, limit the number, limit where we put them, because if you put 4 or 5 snails in a 300-gallon vat, you end up with all these egg cases and hundreds of snails. Susie doesn't like them because they get in the way of her sorting fish. Okay, the reason we're looking at them today is I want to talk about colors in them. This is a typical gold mystery snail, but I've started seeing, let go, these that are almost orange. And that one especially, what I imagine someday is producing a bright orange and maybe even a red by continuing to select. So I'm setting aside these orangish ones. In fact, this is a vat I'm putting them in to breed them together to see if I can concentrate that color. Now, another interesting thing is that about half the snails incorporate algae in their shell somehow. This is one. We don't sell these, although maybe I should call them gold and green striped snails and sell them. But I have a friend who is into all things French, and I'm going to ask her whether she wants to try some of these for making escargot, so that we can find a market for these. They're big snails, so who knows? I'm not a big fan of escargot, so but I'm going to see whether she will make it. If any of you viewers are interested, well, you'd have to be in Texas where we could get them to you, or you'd have to come get them because we can't ship them interstate. But if you're interested in trying to cook some of these, fine with me. Anyway, good snail keeping. Have fun with escargot.